and welcome back. My name is Lexi Jong, and here I like to talk about luxury makeup. Today we have another episode of Nailed It, and that is nailed it with a question mark because we do not always nail these looks. What we are doing is we have a photo from Instagram in this case for inspiration, and we are either trying to recreate it or make it our own in some way and use it as inspiration. So there's a group of us that does this, and I have all participants and their videos linked down below in the description box, so please check that out. And this week we have a few newcomers as well, so please make sure that you stop by and check out their channels. We have Rupi Minhas, we have Aileen from A Merch Beauty, and Mishi from Mishi Makes Up. So they are all joining us this week for their first time, and please be sure to give them a warm welcome. So without further ado, let me show you the look that we are looking at today. This is a beautiful matte rainbow eye, and this comes to us from Marvin Guedes makeup. If I'm saying that correctly, I will have that information linked down below in the description box. But this look is stunning, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to nail this, but I'm going to do my best. Now, these are not colors that I typically wear. So what I decided to do, I had actually just recently picked up the Surratt Sarin shade, which is a yellow. It's actually my first yellow eyeshadow. And I had ordered that before we even decided on this as a challenge. So thankfully that arrived, and we're gonna try that out for the first time. And I decided go ahead and do everything Surratt for this challenge. So these are the shadows that I will be working with. So this is Sarin, and that is a nice yellow. We have Lit de Vin, and then this purple shade is Tyrian. We have Minuet, which is blue, or Minuit, sorry. I think that's it. And then this last one is Envier. And I'll be using these to have my attempt. Now, I don't wear false lashes, so that will not be part of it. And then you can see that she has like a blue eyeliner on, and I'm not sure. I'm going to attempt to use the Surratt, this is the autographic liner, the blue one. So we'll see how this works, but I figure we'll go ahead, we'll do everything a full face of Surratt. And so for that reason, I have the Surratt Perfectionist Primer on, and I just applied the Surratt Dew Drop foundation. I have shade 1.5, and that's everything I have on at the moment. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so just a heads up, my eyes are a little watery today, and that's just my eyes. I had makeup on before this. Well, I'm actually recording this at night right now, and so I had just removed everything and started fresh for this video, and my eyes are just a little watery from removing mascara and so forth. So I think what I want to do is actually start off with the blue Minuit shadow, and I'm going to use the Refer 12. And I'm starting with the blue because to me, it looks like the blue extends a little bit underneath the purple and a bit underneath the green. And I'm a little bit nervous about getting those edges on the green. So I feel like the blue is more of a base shade. So we're going to go ahead and start off with this. And we're going to start with these dry, but Surratt shadows can be used wet. So if this isn't pigmented enough, then I'll go ahead and switch to a wet version. But let's start with the powder. Okay, so that's one layer of the blue. I'm just going to add a tiny bit more on there. And although I think the shadows might go up a little bit higher, I think we'll just stop there, and we can always blend a bit. So I wiped this brush off, and I'm just going to take these edges on the outer corner and kind of blend them out a little bit where the green will overlap. And I'm going to save the green for last. I think I'm going to go into the purple now. I'm using the same brush, and this is the shade Tyrian. So I'm putting this right where they overlap a bit. All right, and I wiped that off, and now we're going to go into this burgundy shade, which is called Lit de Vin. Yeah, Lit de Vin. And I don't have an orange shade, so I'm going to blend this closer to the center, just very lightly, so I can go over that with the yellow as well. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the purple here back in the middle. But I think the purple that I have is just not deep enough. So I'm gonna take Violaceous, which looks like this. And I'm gonna add this one right in between the burgundy and the blue. All right, let's move on to the yellow. I'm gonna go in with the Sonia G pencil too. I just wanna make sure that I don't have any color transfer, even if I wipe off the brush, because this shade, I really don't want to mix it yet. So I'm just gonna put this here for now. And I'm gonna do the other eye before I blend that. All right, so let's try to blend what's here. I didn't add any more shadow yet, but I'm gonna get a little bit more of the sarin and trying to blend it upwards here and kind of drag it into the Lit de Vin to create a little bit more of that orange shade. I'm gonna mix a little bit of the Lit de Vin and the sarin here on my hand and kind of put that in here as well. All right, now I'm gonna go to the green, the Ambier, and I'm back to the Rephr 12. And let's see, I'm not really sure how this is gonna go. So I'm dragging it under the eye a bit. And we're gonna put the other colors in there as well, but I wanna get the shape here with the green. Okay, so I'm wiping off the brush and now I'm just taking this and just kind of smoothing that a little bit. All right, so now I'm just gonna add a little bit of the other shades. So just adding a little blue. Blue is like deeper than the other shades, so just going in lightly with the blue. And then it actually looks like there, I don't really see any purple on the lower lash line, so going straight into the Lit de Vin. And just going into the yellow there, add just a little bit more. Okay, so I'm taking the Rephr 15 and I'm just gonna kind of blend these outer edges here a little bit. I don't want the colors to really blend together too much, so just a little bit. This is my attempt. I am curious to see how they'll look a little bit more wet, so I'm just gonna try it on my hand first. I'm taking the Rephr 12 and I'm gonna spray it with the Evian spray water. So I just picked up some Lit de Vin and we're just gonna see, you know, it doesn't make it that much more pigmented. I think I might as well try it. I feel like the Lit de Vin needs to be a little bit more prominent. All right, so going in with the dampened brush and I'm just gonna go over this area here. All right, I feel like that helped a lot. I'm just taking what's left on this brush and just kind of blending a little bit towards the yellow to get a little bit more of the orange shade that I'm missing. But I think this is gonna be it. So Looks like this part needs to be blended a little bit better. I think I did a better job on that eye. So I'm going to go back in with this Sonia G and just kind of blend some of that yellow up to there. All right, just taking that Ref for 15 again and just blending a little bit under the eye here. And you can see that it's, you know, I've made a bit of a mess, but we'll just clean that up a little bit with some concealer. So I'm going to take the Pat McGrath concealer, and this is shade L1. I'm just getting the tiniest bit on my finger here. And let's just kind of tap this. Ooh, that's too much. Wipe some of that off. Just kind of fix that a little bit. Not perfect, but I think that's better. All right, so next let's move on to the eyeliner. And this is actually lined on the waterline. I don't have a Surratt pencil eyeliner, and I'm not sure how well this will go on the actual, you know, lash line, but we're gonna see. And even if I don't go right on the waterline, I'm gonna go close. So there's definitely blue. Ooh. See that like go right in there. So I'm just gonna kind of try to keep this close. So I'm just kind of going, you know, I tried to do it on the waterline, but now I'm just going really close to the lashes. So I have that blue look. I'm not doing anything to the upper lash line. I don't see anything there. And as I mentioned, I'm sticking with Surratt. So we're gonna use the Surratt Noir Lash Tint. And her lashes are very voluminous, which I'm not sure if I'll be able to get that with this. Like for me, this offers more lengthening, but we shall try. And definitely doing the lower lashes on this look. One of the things to note about this mascara is it will kind of take the shape that you hold it in. So sometimes I don't curl my lashes with this because they will get a curl just, you know, when you hold the wand in place. Okay, my eyes are watering a bit now. You can really see them, you know, tearing up, but just gonna run through my lashes. This is the Tweezerman eyelash comb. This thing, I mean, I've had this thing probably close to 20 years, so lasts forever. Actually, I forgot to do my brows, so I'm taking the Surratt brow pencil. This is the blonde shade, but I think I could use the deeper one. And I'm just going to use this and fill in the brows. And then if you look right under her eyebrow arch, there is some gold there. And so we're going to go with the shade Star. It might be a little sparkly, but let's see how this works. So this is kind of like the closest I have to get that effect. All right, so there is my glisten. And let's work on the rest of my face. All right, you can see some of my redness coming through. As you can tell earlier in the video, it didn't look quite so red. That's just from my eyes watering, and I had to stop and blow my nose from so much watering. So that should come down in a little bit, but let's go ahead. We're going to add a contour shade and blush, just like a little bit of a light blush, and then highlight. And again, sticking with Surratt. So let's start off with the Grisaille shade for contour. My Surratt brush is actually being washed right now, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Kyoto Akabago brush. Not sure if I said that correctly. This is Grisaille, so I'm going to use this to get some light contour right here. Just going to add a little bit around the perimeter as well. And see how well this shade works for me in particular? It's like the perfect contour because you really do get those angles, but you don't see the shadow. I mean, like you don't see like the product on your face. So it really just looks very natural. Now, I don't think she has very much blush, so we're going into a very neutral shade called La Rose du Soir. This is new. I haven't used this. So, well, it's new to me. It's not a new shade. I'm going to use the same brush. I'm just going to put this on the back of my cheekbones, and I'm not going past this point. Then for highlight, again, a lot of my brushes are being washed. So all my Surratt brushes are being washed right now, which is a good thing. I mean, you know, I'm obviously using them then. So this is the Oriole shade that we're going to use for highlight. And we're using the Sonia G Classic Face from the Kiyaki set. And I'm using something larger like this because you can tell how much highlight there is. And it looks like it kind of curves around like this. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do. I apologize. I am using the monitor a little bit as a mirror because I can't really see my mirror from here right now. I tried to put the picture up, so unfortunately I only have so much space. And I think she also has a little highlight on her nose and above her lips. And let's talk about lips. It looks like she has a very brownish nude kind of gloss on, maybe like a touch of peach in the center. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in light with this. This is one of the Surratt Lip Sleeks, and this is the shade Fille Soir, which is a very light, very, very light pink. So we're gonna put this on as a base, and then we're gonna use a Surratt gloss on top. So this is the Fille Soir shade, and I'm just gonna blot this. And then I'm gonna take this Surratt lip gloss. This is one of the lip blisters in Au Naturel, and we're gonna apply this on top. And I'm gonna focus it more on the edges and leave a little bit more of the center kind of peeking through. So you can see the top lip on her is definitely a bit more of that look than the center of the lower lip. Just stamp that once. So I have a little bit of it there, but it's definitely lighter in the center. And this is my look up close. Looks a little scary up close. Let's move it back and you can see what it looks like from a distance. So this is my look from a distance. Please let me know what you think. And let's just compare for a second to the model here. And I'll try and make this face. I don't know if I can, but looks like she's angled down and her mouth is partially open. Well, what do you guys think? So please let me know your thoughts down below in the comment box. And if you are interested in playing along, please, you know, take a photo or something of your look and share that with me. And I would be happy to share your photos on the next episode of Nailed It as well. And I thought, you know, this look is completely out of my comfort zone. These colors are out of my comfort zone, but it was a lot of fun to play with it and just to see if I could do it. So, you know, even though I'm not always successful, it's still a lot of fun to try. And again, the only rule to Nailed It is that you cannot purchase anything for a challenge. So you have to use items you already have. And sometimes that means making do and mixing things and so forth. And I was surprised I actually had such similar colors. I and I was very lucky Sarah came in. Thanks, Surratt, for that sale that they had recently. But, you know, I think it's fun to just kind of go through your stash and see what you have to try and recreate something. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Again, please let me know how you think this turned out down below in the comments, and be sure to check out our other participants. Everybody is linked down below in the description box. And if you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing, and I will see you very soon. So have a great day and stay safe and healthy.